I've served my country and been incarcerated.
Transition is just something different. It affects everybody in a different way. But without a support system, it was just gonna fail.
Had I not received the help that I did, there would be no story to talk about.
Volunteers of America with God saved my life.
Transition into civilian life is not as easy as I thought it would be. I'm a Marine veteran, 10 plus years. It was us and our children in a four-door Ford Taurus. A lot of times we stayed in the Walmart parking lot.
A typical day when we were living in our car would be get up early in the morning, take them somewhere where they can freshen up some, drive them to school. After I drop all the children off, I'm comforted a little bit because at school at least you'll get a meal. I'm your mother, and I'm supposed to be able to provide or take care of you. I'm supposed to be the backbone of the household. When your baby is saying they're hungry and you have no way of getting them anything, you have no way of providing, you feel like a failure.
It's really dark when you out there, you're by yourself. There's no backup coming. It's just you. When we got to the VOA, the people that we dealing with, there was nobody robotic. It wasn't an assembly line.
They didn't just throw some papers to us and say, here, fill this out. When you're done, bring it back up here. They actually sat down and discussed what was going on with us.
Opening that door and watching your children run through that house, and picking their rooms and everybody's, hugging and crying. And that's when you can actually take that sigh of relief and say that, all right, now we have a base, let's build from this.
It was a roof, it have doors, I have heat, water. Oh, didn't have no beds in here, I didn't care. Oh, they got carpet, we could sleep on this beautiful green carpet, Lord. I was ecstatic. The children were ecstatic. And my 7-year-old had said, so we don't have to go anywhere else. No, baby, we are home.
I enlisted as a mechanic. From there, I went to Korea for a year, was a track vehicle mechanic there. Later went to Iraq and did a tour there. I got home and I got to see my kids, so it was great. Having all the signs and symptoms of PTSD, sleep's hard to come by, and when it is, it's usually abruptly interrupted. You're looking for a way out. You're in a very volatile, vulnerable state. When I found the medication, it just made life normal again. Here you're gonna need these for the pain, and once that took hold, it was downhill from there. The day I was incarcerated was life-changing. As soon as that cop put the cuffs on me, I knew that narcotics was over with. You just need that little help, that little bit. That's what VOA was able to provide. I went from incarceration, 6 months later, I'm sitting in my own home, waiting for the kids to get here, and just 180.
Teaching is my passion. That's where I belong. I was Teacher of the Year in 2014. It's a huge accomplishment, but still, I would hit the end of the day and then the shakes would start. I played it off for a really long time. That just made it worse. So I went to the principal. I went in his office, I closed the door, and I just started crying and told him I relapsed and I need more help. One of his statements was, at this point it's about the kids. That if I would leave, that they wouldn't fire me. So I got escorted out of the building that day. I've been to rehab 7 times. By the end, I was a mess in every angle. I I hazarded to myself and others. That started my stint of being homeless. I knew I was pregnant, but I did not want to believe, I guess. I knew at that point I needed to get sober, but I knew I couldn't do it by myself. Before, in my head, if I did something, I was hurting me. This is a helpless baby who's completely dependent on me. When I went into New Vision, they told me if I agreed to go into the Freedom House that I would have to give up the apartment, give up the car, give up everything. And my sponsor said, if you're serious this time, you're going to do it. I went from New Vision to Freedom House and completed their program. My sobriety date is New Year's, 9 months and 3 days. I know what it took for me to fully get sober this time. I mean, they gave me what I don't think any other program could have given me. Like, I have the tools. I got therapists, I had people at the front desk who are willing to sit there and talk to me who've been through it before. The transitional house, this is the end part of it, tell me to get back on my feet. I know that I can. What I'm in the process of doing right now is going back to graduate school at Western Kentucky Online so that I can go back to teaching in January. I can actually be present.
You know, Freedom House and the staff at Freedom House, they kept their ethical boundaries, but they were honestly still like family to me. You know, they believed in me. They told me that I was enough. They told me that I was worthy of a different life. They told me that I was a good mother, that I had made some poor choices, but that I didn't have to let that define who I was in my future. I love you. What does Mama say? Be a leader. Be a leader. Love you, honey. Be careful. You all have a good day. I knew deep down inside of me that I was meant for so much more. The one thing that I love so much about this program is the fact that they pushed me to prepare and plan ahead for my transition back into life. We see that being a place where some people fail. They do well in treatment, but whenever they get back into life, it seems like they just can't manage and they go back to the same old lifestyle. And I feel like Volunteers of America prepared me for that transition.